What's good, everybody? Today's video, we're talking about something that happened in my 2003 Trailblazer, and what we got is that the steering wheel shakes at highway speed. So driving 70, 75 miles an hour, I get a shake in the steering wheel, and I can also feel it in the body of the truck. And before we do anything, we're going to take a look at what we got and what we can do with it, you know what I mean? So let's go for a ride and see what's actually going on. There we go. Now this is on my cell phone, so I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see that shit. And that's what this has been. I don't normally drive on the bypass or whatever the fuck you want to call it, but when I do and I get up to speed, this whole fucking truck shakes. Now the first thing that a lot of motherfuckers think when they have a shake in their truck at high speeds is that there's a problem with the balance of the wheels. You can see on this wheel rate right here, this thing is like older than Wilford Brimley. I mean, even some of the coatings like come off of it. So you could say, hey, well, maybe I do have a problem with the balance of the wheels. I'd say for every 10 times that a car comes in with like a shake, you know, at a certain speed, only 1 out of those 10 times it's actually a problem with the wheel balance. Another 1 out of the 10 times is a problem with like something loose in the suspension itself, you know what I mean? But for the majority, like 80% of the time, it's the tires themselves that's the problem. So let's see if these tires are any good here. We'll just do the little penny thing everybody always talks about. What they say is you can take a penny, and if you can see all of Lincoln's head, then you know you need to have your tires replaced. So we'll take Mr. Lincoln and put him down in here. I don't know if you can see that good, but it's like,
there we go.
I don't know, it's like down to his ear. So, well, can't you say that these tires are good? I mean, just take a look from where look at my point of view, what I see. I mean, yeah, it looks like there's plenty of tread, but there's not. You go along this back edge here with your hand, not only is it like really worn, but what I'm actually feeling is hills and valleys in this thing, right on the inside edge of the tire. So just by using my hand and going, you know, around the tire, I mean, I can feel that the tire's not really, you know, round, so to say. I've got a lot of bumps in that thing on the inside, you know what I mean? Outside feels pretty good. Another thing I noticed while I was checking this out is down here in the sidewall, I've got a lot of dry rot here. Thank you, Mr. Sun. You can kind of see all the little cracks and splits. This tire's kind of like coming apart. I've even got it up in here. Got a lot of little cracks and shit up in here. And I gotta admit, I don't really pay much mind to the condition of the tires. I usually just top them off of there whenever I change the oil or whatever, but I don't really pay much mind to them. So I turned the tire out a little bit toward the driver's side. And I mean, it doesn't really look bad. It just feels horrible. There's no real way I guess I can show that on camera, how it feels here on the passenger side. But let's take a look at the driver's side. So if I did not have this wheel turned out right now and I did the stupid little penny test, okay, yeah, it's down to Abe's ear, so we're good there. But I really have to do a complete inspection of the tire. And what you can actually see, these are the steel belts of the tire. They're kind of popping out. You got a nice crack going down here. I mean, this tire is just destroyed. You've got good sections here where it's just steel belt, it's just worn down to nothing. This kind of wear can be expected from a tire that has 90,000 miles on it. That's right, 90,000 miles on these BFGs. So what I've done here, just by checking out the tires myself, is I avoided things that I see happen to a lot of people. What they do is they have a problem where the truck shakes at high speed, and they already have the notion that either a wheel weight fell off or the wheels need to be balanced, because that's like one of the biggest, you know, myths out there. So what a lot of people do is they bring it to the shop and they say, look, I need to have my tires balanced. You know what I mean? Most shops won't ask any questions. They're just like, all right, we'll balance your tires for you. The guy will bring it in, take the tires off, put it up on the balancer, pull all the wheel weights off, spin it, put new wheel weights on, and you're on your way. So What they don't do is actually check to see if the wheels were out of balance first. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's pretty obvious by looking at that driver's side tire that it's destroyed. But let's just say that both sides look like the passenger tire, where there wasn't really any obvious wear on the tire itself. You know what I mean? These guys will take your tires, they'll rebalance them, and give you your truck back, be on your way. You're going to go and get up on the road there, and you're going to have the same problem you had before, because the problem is with the tires themselves, you know what I'm saying? Now, while I could do a bunch of other checks to like check the steering itself and, you know, just see if there's any other problems that could be causing this shake, I'm going to bite the bullet and replace the 2 front tires. Now, of course, it wouldn't be a bad idea to check the rest of the tires while we're already here. Gonna do my stupid penny test. Yeah, we can see his ear or whatever. We'll do it like here. We'll do it like here. We'll do them here. So it looks good, but you know, I'm also going to note that I've got a lot of dry rot here. You can actually even see it down on this shit right here too. It's kind of coming apart. Eventually this will split apart over a long period of time and actually start to leak air. So budget only allows for 2 tires, and these are holding air, so we're going to keep them. Same thing here. I got a little bit of a hill and valley kind of thing on the back tread in here, but it all seems to be in good shape. Plenty of meat there. Plenty of meat. So I think we can let him ride for now. I've also noted we got the same little dry rot, but that can be expected with tires with 90,000 miles on them. So what haven't I done, I guess, over the past 7 years? Well, aside from putting my rims on every summer, I've never rotated these tires front to back. As you can see, the backs are still in pretty good shape aside from the dry rot from the sun. Now, I know one shop that charges $35 to take all 4 wheels off, put the fronts on the back and the backs on the front, you know what I'm saying? Some of them crisscross them or whatever, but that's for another, you know, topic. So $35, which is kind of like a complete rip-off because it only takes like 10 minutes to do it, you know what I'm saying? But they're the same people that also suggest doing it every other oil change, and people actually believe it because they're dumb enough to trust other people that are profit-oriented for advice, you know what I'm saying? Which is kind of fucked up. So let's just say here that, you know, I did that shit, and twice a year I rotated the tires at $35 a piece, you know what I'm saying? So I'm $70 a year, and over the last 7 years, that's $490 I've spent having somebody just put the tires from front to back so they wear evenly. Well, I don't know what you guys saw back there, but those tires that have 90,000 miles on them in the back, they haven't worn that bad. You know what I mean? They've worn a little bit. I mean, it's just a part of life, you know what I'm saying? $490 can actually buy 4 tires for this truck. You know what I mean? And when it's all said and done, whether I rotated the tires every other oil change or not, I still have to buy new tires. So I think I came out ahead on that deal. You know what I mean? I didn't do nothing special or nothing crazy. I just made sure that they were inflated periodically, just checked the air pressure every time I changed the oil. I got 90,000 out of these BFGs. There ain't no bullshitting. Now, I never ever suggest letting your tire run down to the point where, you know, you get the steering wheel shake or whatever, and you've got steel belts hanging out of your tires. This is just because I'd say within the last year things have been kind of crazy busy. I never really took the time to inspect the tires. I think that every time that I checked the air in the tires, I should have gave it a more thorough look. You know, both sides of, you know, the tire tread, and just got an overall view of the condition of the tire as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm sure a lot of people are going to wonder, well, what causes the tire to wear unevenly? And I'm not even touching that, because at my work, the first thing I do for a problem like this, it goes on the alignment machine. You guys can check for loose components and do all kinds of shit, whatever you guys want, and theorize about, you know, well, if the struts are worn out, it's going to feather the inside edges. No, the machine doesn't lie, you know what I mean? And I put it on the machine first and go from there. So for me to suggest, well, you might want to try replacing your struts or your shocks, or, you know, check the suspension, it's a complete waste of time, because if you're out of alignment, you can replace parts all day long and it's not going to fix shit, you know what I mean? Now, mounting and balancing new tires, not do it yourself. I can't even do it myself without the equipment. So I'm going to get these things mounted up, see if that takes care of the shake. So stay tuned, because coming up next, we're not done talking about tires here. I'm going to show you guys what I saved by doing this myself, as opposed to having my local auto repair shop take care of this for me. show you the savings I saved by doing it this way. I'm also going to talk about some other tire myths, and you're also going to learn where used tire shops get their tires from. You'll be surprised. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys can use this to take a look at your tires before you go and have someone balance your tires and not ask you why you want them balanced in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, subscribe to my shit. You'd really be surprised what goes on at a shop behind the scenes. You know, my thing, when somebody brings their car to me and they just request something, I want to know why they're doing it. You know, so if someone said, I want to have my wheels balanced, I don't think they woke up that morning and said, I want to have my wheels balanced. You know what I mean? Something provoked them to come in and get it done. And so many times I would bring, you know, over the years I'd bring a vehicle in, balance the tires, I'd pull it out, and the guy would be standing there. Is that going to fix my shake? You didn't say nothing about a shake, you stupid motherfucker. Like I said in the video, you can balance this tire 6,000 times, and it's never going to stop shaking. The tire's freaking worn to oblivion. The person's trying to get out of a diagnostic charge to find out why the car's shaking, and just using some, you know, antique myths about wheel balancing, and you cannot believe the amount of people that come in and say, yeah, I think a wheel weight popped off. It's just unbelievable. Well, a place I worked at, they didn't agree with my philosophy, you know what I mean? So I would take this tire off just like I'm doing right here, and I'd wheel that motherfucker right over to the balancer just like it was. I wouldn't take that weight off, and I wouldn't take that weight off. And I'd get all my dimensions, enter it into the machine, and spin balance it and just see where it's at. Well, 9 times out of 10 it didn't need any weights added or subtracted. There wasn't a problem with the balance of the wheel. And I used to get mad as fuck about that, you know what I mean? Because I'm seeking the evidence. And sometimes when you have, you know, the wheel mounted to something with like a fixed, I don't know, axis on it, and you can watch it spin really fast, you can actually see the high and low spots of the tire. And I'd say between, you know, not taking the original weights off and spinning it, and actually getting a good, you know, visual on how round the tire is, so to say, you know, I knew right off the bat if it was a tire problem or not.